Hi guys, thank you very much for taking the time to reply to this quick player evaluation. I hope this message finds you well. I just want to quickly give you an insight on how you should look at this questionnaire before you fill it in, and how what should be the process of thinking through this particular question of evaluating the players tactically, and also to explain to you how were the players asked to judge themselves. So basically, you will need to think about this group of players. In this case, it's my under 12s, and this is here, so I can kind of give you a perspective of the player, of how to do this questionnaire later from a visual standpoint. But basically, the way you need to think of it is that the world ends with these players. There's no more football. There's no Messi, Ronaldo. It's just these players, and you measure them against each other. Okay, you're not going to measure them against the academy player that you might coach somewhere that is the same age and much better than these players. No. Just think about this as the only players that are in the world. These are the only players. They compete against each other in terms of tactical knowledge. They will be assessed based on the comparisons between each other from our side, the same way that they did for their side. Now, you need to think about tactical knowledge in this sense. The declarative side, which is the ability of the players to verbalize tactical aspects of the game, and on the procedural side, which is the ability of the players to execute on the pitch those tactical actions. So, for example, and within those, there's another two aspects to consider. The attacking side of the game, so the moments where they have the ball or their team has the ball, and the defensive side of the game, so when their team doesn't have the ball, by consequence, they don't have the ball either. So, give you an example of declarative knowledge on the attacking side. Can a player identify how our team and describe how our team is attacking? What formation are we using mainly when we're attacking? Or what kind of movements are we doing? Are we doing overlaps? Are we doing interior penetrations, underlaps? So all those things. Now, from the procedural standpoint, let's say defensively, can a player intercept balls a lot? So if does this player show an ability to read the game, read the opponent's actions before those happen, and then intercept and execute the defensive moment and intercept the football or get close to it? So this is how we're evaluating the players on the procedural and the declarative side, okay, and also on the defensive and offensive side. And now, with all that in mind, you'll basically judge the players against each other. Now, what I will do is I'll give you an example of my age group, and it's going to be a random example, okay? Because I know that Reese is going to do this one, and I don't want to influence his decision. So I'm going to do something completely random, and I'm just going to say Adam Mills for me is the player on the team that is the best, both on the declarative and procedural side, and also on the attacking and defensive side. So I'm going to give him a 6. Now, if I go to Archie for me is far behind Adam Mills. Probably not very efficient either on the procedural side or the declarative side. I'm going to give him a 2. Then Craig, I would compare him again with Adam Mills. I'll go not as good as Adam Mills, but also not as bad as Archie. Probably around the middle, so I'm going to give him a 4. And I proceed to go around and judge it in that sequence, okay? And eventually what will happen is that I will have different players with different values, and I might even have 2 players on the top, and it will generate at the end a statistical result for this group from at least 2 coaches, the lead coach and the assistant coach. And then what we will do, and this is why it is important, because then the mean of these 2 results from the 2 coaches will be compared to the mean of the responses of the players. And if there is no significant difference, then it shows that the players, as a group at least, judge themselves appropriately. So with that, it gives validation to the results, and it gives validation to the self-reporting that the players did, because the players are self-reporting on themselves. And some might have a good capacity to do it and might have a good understanding of the level that they are, but some might not. And that is why it is important to have the coach's perspective, because we are all much more experienced than these players. We have seen football, we know all the players, and we can judge them against each other. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. It will take a lot less for you to fill in the questionnaire than actually going through this instruction. Again, my deep appreciation for you guys, and take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys soon.